Hello everyone, Toshit here. Today we will be talking about Microsoft Power Pages. How to create data-driven websites using Microsoft Power Pages and without using any code. In this video, we will be looking at how to further style those websites and how to use the data-driven tables and forms on your websites to capture or display any data to your customers. Let's go check it out. So in order to create a website using Microsoft Power Pages, we need to browse to powerpages.microsoft.com. Once you are on this website, we have an option to sign in and try for free. Because we are starting new, so we wanted to try it for free. The free trial gives you 30 days to try Microsoft Power Pages. Now, in order to get a free trial, you need to enter your email address. Now, this email address has to be your Microsoft 365 work or school account. Unfortunately, you cannot use your personal accounts to get a free trial for Microsoft Power Pages. So I enter my email address, click the sign up button and start your free trial. So we're going to skip that for 14 days. And now it is taking me into the Power Pages Design Studio. Now on this page, it is going to ask me for a couple of questions. Now it's now asking me, do you have experience creating website? So we have three options. No, I have never built one before, or if you have created one before, or if you have built them professionally. Now all these different options basically, it gives you kind of sets a background for you to create your website. So for me, let's just say I have never built one before. So when we go to the next step, it is now asking us to choose different design templates. So we can click on one of those templates and it will basically create kind of a template based website for us, which we will be able to configure further. Now these are all the different templates here. This is the default design template, and then you have the schedule meeting with financial institutions, and then you have after school program registrations, building permit portal, and new employee onboarding checklist. So it says it's coming soon, same as this one. So let's just go with the default design template. Click on that, and that's the template which we're going to use to create our website. Let's just click choose template, and it is now asking us to provide a site name. So let's just say this is our help desk or maybe customer service site. And that's the site web address that is actually providing. So let's just say CS. Obviously this has to be unique, so let's just say CS TechByTosh. So this is kind of an internal web address that it actually creates. You can map this website to a custom domain if you have any domains available with you. So we're done here, and there are some more details. This you can actually set up the site language. So we're happy with English. I just say click done. So now it's actually setting up a website for us. It's actually getting things ready for us. In the background, it's actually creating all the pages, different tables and all the data. So once this loads up, we will be able to configure our site. So we got some little help. Let's just say click next, or maybe we can just close this. Now on this template, which it actually has created, we can see that's the sort of main navigation which appears at the top of the website. So we have home, we have pages, and under pages we have a couple of sub pages which we can see from there as well, and then a contact us page. There are different settings and styling options on this, which we will talk about in a bit. So that's your kind of a template website. We can actually click on preview, and we want to preview it on a desktop. You can actually also preview it on your mobile as well. So let's just say click desktop. So it's now generating a preview for us. You can see that the website address that we chose is cs techbytosh.powerappsportal.com. Now that's how the default website looks. We have a couple of pages there. We can click on it and go to the sub page, and that's our sub page. Now let's go and check out how we can actually further configure this. So if we go back to the design studio of this Power Pages, now under that the website basically has different sections. So obviously that's the text. If you want to change it, so for example, let's just change it to TechByTosh. Then we have a logo which we can change. So you click on the logo and click on the image, and you can choose a different images from the media library, or you can actually upload your own image. Just click on the upload image button and it will pop up a window to choose from. So for example, I might have some documents down there. We go to the logo. Let's just hit go to the logo and click open. So it's now uploading our company logo, so I'm happy with that logo. So let's just click OK, and I've got my logo down there. You can further change whether you want the logo to be left aligned, middle aligned. So there are different settings for this section. You can click on the settings button. You can actually add some alt text, and you can click on this 3 ellipse buttons, and which you can actually duplicate this. You can delete this section, or actually move down the image. For example, click on move down, so it basically goes after the text. So you can customize this section. If you want to add new pages or links to the navigation, you can actually do it from the main navigation section. So for example, let's just say you want to create a new page. We want to call it let's just say about us, and when you try to create a page, it actually asks you what sort of what sort of layout would you like to have. Would you like to have a landing page layout where you have some sort of text there and some images there, or you can have a page layout, or you can start from blank. Then you have a sub page, then you have a contact us page. So these are all the pages which it has actually created. It's a sort of those templates. So let's just say we want to go with the page layout option and click add. So it is now going to create about us page under the main navigation. So this is our page, and we can further customize this page. So for example, let's just change the heading to about us, and you can write some text over here. If you want to further customize it, although this page is created kind of using a template, but you can customize this. You can actually add more images, you can add more text, images, videos, you can add a list, forms. So all the lists and forms is basically coming from your data section. So let's just say we want to add a button over here, and we want to call this contact us. You can provide a URL to this, which can go to any external website, or you can actually link to a page within this website. Let's just say I want to link it to a contact us page, which you already have, and click OK. If you want to style this, you can style this button. So for example, you can have this secondary button, so it basically gives you a different style. You can click on this settings gear again. You can set up the height and the width. So you have different settings. You can align it in the middle of this section, or to the left, or to the right. So let's just say keep it in the middle for now, and we're happy with this. There are for the sections, there is an empty image which is actually created as part of the template. So you can click on this image, you can click on the image button, and just choose one of the existing images and click OK. So so there are different ways how you can customize this page. If you wanted to add more sections, you can add one column section, two column, three column, different options you have. Let's just say you want to add a 3-column section. So when you get these 3 columns, obviously you can add a text in this column, button, or all these different options for like images, lists, Power BI, forms, and different components you can actually add. You can also view it how it looks on desktop, and tablet view, which is not available right now, but these are the different options which are coming up. And you have this little button, code button, which actually generates an HTML. So you can further customize this. If you are pretty good in HTML, this is how you can add extra style or create new sections if you want to play within an HTML section. So let's just click on the desktop icon for now. Yep, so we have added this page. Let's just go back to the home page. So we have this about us section. Before we jump onto the home page again, you can actually move this link up and down. So for example, you want to move it right after the about us. You can use all these arrows, or you can actually drag and drop as well. So we want to have it after home, so that's how we can customize this. If you want this to be a sub page of any of the main links, you can actually put it under that link. So for example, we wanted it to be a sub link under the pages, so it now appears as a sub link under the pages. But about us doesn't sound good under as a sublink, so we will just keep it outside. So that's how we can actually customize the navigation. Let's just further customize the home page and see what sort of other options we have. So click on this home page. It's just loading this page. Now, let's say if you are not happy with the color and scheme of this, you can actually click on the styling option that we have within this studio. We have different themes which you can actually pick and choose. For example, let's just say you want to go with this theme. So when you click on this theme, it actually changes the color options based on the theme. You can see that the heading and the section's color has changed. You can further customize the color palette. So for example, we're not happy with this color. Let's just say we want this to be a red color. We click red. That's the color. Let's just say save changes. And it's now going to change the color to an orange color or red color. Now this is how you can actually further customize different themes which are available as a default for you to pick and choose. You can customize the background. We want the background to be black, so the background has changed. Similarly, you can have change the fonts for the headings. We're not happy with Arial, we want to go with Tahoma, so it changes the style for heading 1 to Tahoma. So once you're happy with all this styling, you can click on the save changes, and it actually saves your changes for that particular theme that you have been modifying. So this is how you can actually further customize it, play with the different colors of this website. So there are a number of different options which you can actually do. Similarly, all these sections down there, you can click on the sections and modify all these sections. So let's just go back to the pages again, because this was all about styling. So if you wanted to change the sections and stuff, this is, you just have to click on the pages and then start playing with different sections on the page itself. So this is how you actually do it. You got a footer section down there. You can change the background of footer from there. So we want it to be, you know, white or dark gray. You know, there are different options. Again, all these color palettes are coming based on the theme that you have selected. So if you want to make any changes, you can actually go back to the theme and change your color. So, you know, this is good. It's actually pretty good how we can actually style the whole page without doing any coding or anything like that. Now, what about the data? Okay, so we have looked at the pages. We've looked at the styling options. Now, let's just have a look at the data section. Now, the data section is pretty good. What it is basically you can actually create your data tables, store the information, and you can actually display that information on your website. So let's say you know, we want to create a new table. For example, we wanted to call it customer data. Click on the advanced settings, that's the plural name. Let's just say click create. It's actually creating a new data table for us. It's the similar sort of experience if you have, you know, worked in SharePoint. It basically asks you to create different column names. It's more of like a spreadsheet. So it has created the customer data table for us. Now, you know, if I want, I can actually create a new row, a new column. By default, it has actually created all these, you know, default columns for us for this, you know, the customer data table that we have created. So let's just say we want to create a new column called customer comments, right? We want this to be a text, and we want this to be a rich text, and that's an optional column. You can, you know, see the behavior, which is simple or calculated. So similar sort of experience like, you know, which you have seen in SharePoint. And there are some advanced options that you can actually limit the character counts, you know, and different method editor options. You can also enable this for auditing, but you have to have the auditing enabled for your organization, and, you know, different options for sortable and enabling column security. So let's just click save. So we just wanted to create a column for now. So it's actually creating a column for us. Now it has created a column, right? Now there is a section for views and forms. All right, so views. So under views, we have some default views. Similar sort of experience, you know, you can create a new view based on the subset of the data that you want to display. Now why we're looking at this is because you can actually use all these you know, data tables, views and forms on your website, interacting directly with the customer, and you will capture all the details if you wanted to, you know, directly through the forms, which will end up in the table. So these are some of the default views. You can create your new views. Let's just have a look at the forms, right? So it has actually created an information form. That's the default form. Let's just create a new form. Let's just say customer input form. All right, we want this form to be displayed on our website, and we wanted to capture the name of the customer and their comments. Let's just say create. It's now actually creating a form for us. It takes you know, a little while to organize everything sometimes. So we now have our form. By default, it has given us the name and the owner. We don't want the owner to be displayed here, so let's just select this and click delete. As a required field, so it cannot be deleted, unfortunately. You can, you know, click on the column and look at some further properties, whether it's a read-only property, or, you know, you want to hide this column. Let's just say you want to hide this column for now, and save. Now we have created an extra field called customer comments. So we wanted that to appear on the form as well. So let's just say we wanted to add a field, and the field we created was customer comments. So that's the customer comments field here. And again, right, you can actually customize this whole form. For example, you know this is appearing in 2 rows. Let's say if you wanted to appear these three into 2 different columns next to each other, you can do that as well. So let's just say we wanted to have a 2-column section, and we can actually use one of these fields under one section and the other field under a different section or column basically. So this is how you can actually customize it further, but it doesn't look great this way. So let's just undo the changes that we have done, and we want to remove the new section as well. So we're happy with the name and the customer comments. So let's just click save, and once we are happy with the changes, we click save, and then we publish the form. There is some extra extra data that you can actually put on the form, so like a subgrid which can query your table, put all those details down there, but for now we just wanted to capture this input from our customers. So let's just be happy with the form. So let's just go back to forms, and we now have the customer input form. Now we want to use this form on our website, so let's just click on the pages again. So once we click on the pages, select the home page. Let's just say we wanted to place that form on the home page itself. So we can actually put that in any of these sections down there, but let's just create a new section. So click on the new section button, and let's just say we want a 1-column section. Let's just change the background of this to be white. Now we want to place a form, so let's just click on the form. So these are the forms which I have created earlier. So let's just go and create a new form. So when we click on create a new form, it is actually going to ask us the table name. So we choose a table. Let's see, the table was customer data that we created. So we select the table name. Now it's actually going to load us the form. So that's the form we wanted to display. It's going to ask us to name the form. Let's just say new copy. Right? You can name it anything you want. There are some further settings. If you want, you can choose those settings. For example, the data. When a submit event happens on the form, what do you want to do basically? Do you want to data from this form, it creates a new record in the table, or updates an existing record, or it's actually read only? So we wanted to create a new record in our table, and on submit, what do you want to display to your customers? You can customize this, or you can customize this to basically hide it when it's submitted or not. And there's a CAPTCHA, whether you want to display the CAPTCHA to anonymous users or authenticated users. Now your users on your website can be anonymous users or authenticated users. So let's just say we don't want to display CAPTCHA for now, and click OK. It is now going to put a form on the section itself. If you wanted to further customize this, obviously that's part of the theme. You can go to the styling and change the background of the form, how it looks, so you can further customize it. So these are the 2 fields that we wanted in the form, which is name and customer comments. So we're happy with that, and let's just see how it actually looks. So we click on preview. We already have this open, so let's just reload this page. Let's just go back to home, and okay, it now says you do not have the appropriate permissions. The reason for that is because we have created a table. The table is there, the form is there, but we haven't assigned any permissions for that table. All right, so let's just now to assign the permissions. So that's the table that we have. That's the customer data table, and obviously you can view properties and stuff, but let's just click on setup, and under setup we can actually assign different permissions for that table. So click on table permissions, and we wanted to add a new permission set. So let's just call it customer data permissions. We need to select a table, so our table is customer data, and we select the table. And what type of access do we want to provide? We wanted to provide the global access, which means we show all the rows in the table to users in the selected rows, and there are different kind of options. So for this demo, let's just go with the global access. And the permissions we want to give to our users is to basically write and probably create a new record. We're not giving them read because we're not displaying any data. We're basically just capturing the information into the table, but you can actually add read. Now we need to add the roles. Now, so these are the roles that will apply to the table permissions. We basically want to give anonymous users or probably authenticated users access to this table. Basically, you can create different roles. You can click on manage roles and explore those different options. So we're happy with that. Let's just click OK, and it's now saving the permissions. Now we have the permissions set. Let's just go back to the table again, the home page, and refresh this page. It is still complaining. Okay, perfect. Now the table has displayed there's no captcha as we configured. The permissions are all set. Now let's try to create a record. For example, I'll just say my name is Tosh B. Now before we do that, let's just quickly check something. We go back to the table, and that's the customer data table. We don't have any rows in the table. There is no data, right? So let's just go back to the form again, and we add some comments. This is great, and click submit. It's now processing. We get the message as we set up when we set up the form. And let's just go back to the table again. We go back to the table, just select out the table and click on customer data again. Okay, so that's the name and that's the comments that we have captured. So this way you can actually create different tables based on what your requirements are. You can actually have contact us forms on the table, create forms, and all the data you can view actually just in the background, or you can actually display the information coming from the tables, which will be displayed on to your customers. You can create FAQ sections and different sort of things you can actually create. So that's how you actually create the table and drive the data. Let's just quickly have a look at the setup options again. So we looked at the table permissions. We now have identity providers as well. You can actually set it up to configure the local sign-in and Azure Active Directory. You can hook it up with the Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, Twitter, Microsoft accounts. So there are different sort of identity providers that you can actually configure for the website. That's a progressive web application for a mobile. So it's actually coming soon. But the idea is basically, if you use Microsoft Power Pages, you can create websites in minutes for your business. Those will be modern websites, works great on mobile devices and any other devices. There is an administration section about the site details. Microsoft is working on that, so some options will be there soon, and there are some admin settings, they're coming soon as well. But you can click on the admin center, and same for the site details admin center. It actually goes to your Power Portals where you can actually manage some of the settings. We click on the three ellipses. You can actually create a flow as well. And obviously you can do your portal management. For example, let's just click on this. It actually opens up Dynamics 365 for your portal management, and that's the site that we created. And under that, you have all those different options if you really want to play with for all the pages and different settings for your site that you have created. So this is how you basically create a Microsoft Power Pages driven websites. And these are the different pages and stuff within the portal management site you have. Let's go back to the Power Pages Studio. If you wanted to create new websites, you can definitely create new websites based on your provided templates, or you can start from scratch. There are different ways to do it, and that's the option if you really wanted to connect a custom domain. So for example, you might have a domain called xyz.com and you don't want this CS TechByTosh.powerapps.portal.com to appear to your customers, so you can actually customize this as well. So for example, if you click on that, which actually takes you to a Microsoft article on how to actually add a domain, custom domain to your Microsoft Power Pages website. If you wanted to upgrade your trial version, you can actually upgrade it through here. There are different sort of licensing options available, which are based on number of views for your website, or probably number of users that actually use your website. But feel free to play with this. There are different options to learn more about Power Pages, its capabilities, and how you can actually create pages, and how the security works for this. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new today. All right. So we looked at how you can create business websites using Microsoft Power Pages, and how you can further style those websites, and what sort of authentication methods you can use. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any feedback, don't forget to leave that in the comments below. That's it for today. I hope to see you again.